Okay, so get ready for a pretty unique deep dive today.
All right.
You guys sent us Veterans Day.
Yep.
2 words.
That's it.
No articles, no context, just straight Veterans Day.
Yeah.
But sometimes,
Yeah.
the simplest things are the things with the most to unpack.
Absolutely.
So we're going to see what we can learn about Veterans Day.
Yeah, it's a fun challenge, I think,
Oh,
because it forces us to think about,
yeah.
what we know about this already. You
Right.
know, what kind of comes to mind when you hear that phrase?
Yeah, when you hear Veterans Day, what do you think of?
Ah.
Parades,
Yeah, parades.
moments of silence.
Right.
What else? And I think it's fair to say, like,
Yeah.
most people have, like, a pretty surface-level understanding of Veterans Day.
Hmm.
We know that it's a day to honor
Right.
those who have served in the military.
Yeah.
But what else?
Well, one really fascinating aspect
Yeah.
is how Veterans Day came to be.
Okay.
Like, it didn't start as a day for all veterans.
Oh, really?
It actually
Wow.
began as Armistice Day,
Armistice Day.
commemorating the end of World War I.
Gotcha.
And it was very specific.
Oh, wow.
It marked the end of the war on the 11th hour
Whoa.
of the 11th day
Okay.
of the 11th month of 1918.
The 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay, so
pretty cool.
Armistice Day, World War I.
Mm-hmm.
How do we go from that
Yeah,
to Veterans
yeah.
Day? Honoring all veterans.
I think it really reflects, like,
Yeah.
how our understanding of service has changed over time.
Okay.
Especially after World War II.
Yeah.
Millions more Americans had served.
Right.
And there was this feeling that a day focused only on World War I
Yeah.
wasn't really enough.
Yeah, totally.
So in 1954, President Eisenhower, he actually signed a bill,
Okay.
officially changing the name
Okay.
to Veterans Day
Gotcha.
and making it a day to honor veterans of all wars.
So it's like a bridge,
Yeah.
between different generations
Exactly.
of service members.
Yeah, connecting those who fought in World War I
Right.
to those who served, more recently in Iraq or Afghanistan.
And speaking of different generations,
Yeah.
I remember my grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
who was a World War II vet,
Yeah.
and he would talk about
Yeah.
how differently veterans were treated
Oh, yeah.
back then when they came home
For sure.
compared to today.
Absolutely. That's such an important point. Like,
Yeah.
societal attitudes towards veterans
Yeah.
have definitely changed over time.
Totally.
Like, after World War II,
Mhm.
a lot of veterans, they came home to parades,
Yeah.
Tons of support from the public.
Right.
But then during the Vietnam War,
Yeah.
the reception was not nearly as welcoming.
Right. It was a very different
Very different.
kind.
Yeah.
So how do we go beyond just
Right.
acknowledging Veterans Day
Yeah.
and actually honor and support our veterans?
That's the big question. I think for me, it starts with understanding.
Okay.
It's about going beyond those parades and ceremonies
Yeah.
and really, like, seeking out the stories of veterans,
Mhm.
listening to their experiences,
Yeah.
appreciating their challenges, and
Mhm.
recognizing,
Yeah.
the invisible wounds that many of them carry.
A few years ago, I volunteered
Yeah.
at a local organization
Okay.
that helped veterans transition back to civilian life.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing their stories firsthand
Yeah.
was incredibly moving.
It is.
They talked about the camaraderie,
Yeah.
the sense of purpose,
Mm-hmm.
but also just the difficulty of readjusting
Yeah.
to a world
Uh,
that often felt very different from the one that they left behind.
Right.
And that's why it's so important to remember
Yeah.
that honoring veterans is a year-round thing,
Is.
not just a single day on the calendar.
Sure.
It's about supporting, organizations
Yeah.
that provide resources and services to veterans,
Absolutely.
advocating for policies
Mm-hmm.
that meet their needs,
Yeah.
and creating a society
Right.
where their sacrifices are not forgotten.
That's it.
We started with Veterans Day.
We did just those 2 words.
Just 2 words, and
Yeah.
look where we went.
That's the beauty of these deep dives.
From the origins of Armistice Day to
Yeah.
the evolution of how we view veterans
Mhm.
and the importance of actively listening to their stories.
It's all connected.
So to everyone listening,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with this.
Okay.
How
Right.
can you,
Yeah.
in your own unique way,
In your own
help
words.
bridge the gap
Yeah.
between civilians
Yeah.
and veterans?
Yeah. How can we cultivate a culture of understanding and respect
Right.
that extends beyond just this one day?
Yeah.
It's a question worth thinking about.
Yeah.
Not just today,
Mm-hmm.
but every day.
That's right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.